my little introduction so you could get to know a little bit more about her. Um, Originally, she's from Iowa. Tierney always had dreams of experiencing life in other places through travel or residency. However, when she got to Dallas, Texas, she decided to stay. When she received a Bachelor's of Liberal Studies in Education from Iowa State University, Tierney realized she wanted to make an impact on lives in a different way. After being invited to a yoga class by her mother in the winter of 2013, her passion for yoga ignited and she became a regular practitioner. A little over a year later, she received her 200-hour yoga teacher certification in the spring of 2015 and immediately moved to Texas. Since her relocation, Tierney has spread the joy of yoga nationwide and throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area at several studios, currently serving as a lead teacher at Yoga 6 White Rock and through her social media platform called DFW Yoga in Black. Tierney is a strong believer that yoga, meditation, and mindfulness are practices that all can enjoy no matter what stage of life one may find themselves. And that is a little bit about her. So now I'm gonna let her take over throughout this wonderful experience that she'll take all of us in. So thank you, Tierney, for being here with us today, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a great honor. I am super excited to be here. Let me get 1 second to get my screen popped up for you, because of course I made a presentation. But welcome everyone. Like Liliana said, my name is Tierney McDowell. I hail from Iowa, but I have been a resident here in the Dallas area since 2015, and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. This place is great. I've been teaching yoga to some of the City of Rowlett employees for the last, oh gosh, has it been over 1.5 years now? It's been several sessions, and that's how I've been introduced into the Rowlett community, and you guys are just awesome. I absolutely love you guys. So I'm excited to be here today to guide you through this session on gratitude. So here's a little bit about me. Hail from Davenport, Iowa, and I chose Texas because I just felt like I was supposed to be here. Something always drew me to Texas, specifically this Dallas area. And as soon as I landed here, I couldn't leave. I had to find an apartment, get a job, and do what I needed to do. But why I chose yoga, I was in a pretty dark place mentally, and I had a lot of friends and family and even my therapist say, you should try it. So when my mom took me to that first class, oh, it's like something broke free in me, and I knew I needed to make it a regular part of my life. So here I am now teaching yoga throughout Dallas. I am lead teacher, like Liliana said, at Yoga 6 in the White Rock area, and have been a part of the Yoga 6 family for almost 2 years now. And it has been such an amazing, amazing ride. I switched over to teaching full time right before COVID kind of rocked our world. So it's been an interesting journey, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So to get into today's session, we are talking about gratitude, and with that theme of our neighborhood. So I really want to know, what does an ideal, oh gosh, I have a typo in there. What does ideal neighborhood or community provide to you? And that's just you specifically, not necessarily a general question. I want to know what you guys get out of your neighborhood and community. So if you could type in the chat, or if anybody wants to raise their hand and pop up on the screen to give their input, that would be awesome. Hold on, I just realized I don't think I can see the chat. Here we go. There it is. Because what I'm looking for is, when you, let's say when you're house searching and you're looking for that perfect neighborhood, what do you want it to provide to you? What is it that you're wanting your neighborhood to be for you, for your family, and anyone else that may enter into your home? So we've got connecting with people. Nice. Yes. For me, that's a big one. And also, but not necessarily, I guess it's the same kind of aspect, but finding a family away from family. It's like you're very close-knit, you're all living your daily lives, you know, right next door to each other. There's some ways that you guys can impact each other really deeply. Let's see, we've got friendly, compassionate, warm, and welcoming. Neighbors who look out for each other. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Love all these things. And that's exactly what it's all about. We live in such close quarters now. It's not exactly, I'm not even thinking of the proper lingo, but I'm like, it's not cool to just not know who you're living next to, or to have some type of community with these people next door. Great, so thank you so much for that input, Kathy, Jackie, and Liliana. Moving on, what do you appreciate most about your current neighborhood? So where you are now, what is your favorite aspect of your neighborhood? And same thing here, you can either raise your hand or type into the chat to let us know. For me right now, my favorite thing about my current neighborhood, I'm in an apartment complex, so it's a little more forced community, but I love that they bring in a food truck every week to kind of lessen the burden of having to cook all the time. Oh my goodness. And it brings all of us together. Something about food and people, it just meshes so beautifully. I love it. As how we are, as you said, a neighborhood family. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Oh, you guys are so good. I love this. Having so much fun already. If there's any others, keep popping them in there. Volunteers that work together during a project. Oh, yes. I love being able to serve the community with my neighbors, because that's where you live. You have to put in the work to, in order to really enjoy the fruits of what's going on around you. Love this. Great. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. All right, moving forward, we'll get into a little lesson on mindfulness. So does anyone already practice mindfulness by a show of hands?
We were kicked out of the breakout session, Tara.
We were too.
Give me 1 second.
Karen, can you hear me?
Haha, I was
Okay.
muted. I forget that it mutes you on upon entry. But yeah, that was fun. All right, so to just jump right back in, talking about mindfulness, and the textbook definition of mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And the reason I wanted to bring in mindfulness to this workshop is because it's difficult to truly know what it is you are grateful for if you are not fully in tune with what's going on from within your own mind and heart. Just to use myself as an example, I glazed through so many of my days, just not necessarily saying I was ungrateful for, you know, the life that I had, but not being able to fully appreciate all of the things that were coming my way because I was in such a down in the dumps type of mindset. And I wasn't in tune with myself. I was essentially numb throughout a lot of years of my life. And what yoga did for me is it brought me to understand how important mindfulness is to me being a, you know, a great citizen to the world. My mom just joined. Hi, Mom. So it's been an interesting journey to see how my life has changed by allowing mindfulness in and being able to appreciate all of these things so much more because I am in full connection. And if I get emotional, I apologize, but I'm not necessarily going to apologize because that's just how I am. I am an emotional person, and this stuff it brings up a lot. So if you end up getting emotional too, let it happen. That's one of the biggest steps of mindfulness is really being able to feel your feelings. So moving forward, I wanted to jump into this session first by getting into a meditation. Meditation is one of the greatest practices in cultivating mindfulness from within. Meditation in the past has, or at least the stereotype of meditation has been, sitting in stillness, creating some type of mudra with your hands, completely silent, chanting, and it doesn't always have to be that. There are several different types of meditation that you can practice. If the meditation today a little tingle into you and you want to look into it some more, feel free to contact me on other ways that you can try different meditations. I've got a laundry list of them that you can try. If you fall asleep, know that happens sometimes in meditation. That's okay. But for the most part, what you'll want to do is find a comfortable seat. Get comfortable wherever you are, whether it's sitting in a chair, sitting on your couch, laying in bed, sitting on the floor against the couch or against the wall. Make sure that your back is in full support. If you've got pillows, cushions, whatever you like, if there's a little bit of a chill in the room and you need a sweater or a blanket, I came equipped with mine because it's a little chilly this morning. Allow yourself to get warm, get comfortable. But in the meantime, let's get some music going here. And we'll get into it. So what I will do for you all is all right. Can I get a thumbs up if you all can still hear me? Perfect. Let me know if the music ends up being too loud so I can make an adjustment for you. But while you're in your comfortable seat, if you're sitting in a chair, make sure your feet are flat against the ground. Back the shoulders over the hips to give yourself a long, tall, supported spine. But if you're laying down, you're in full support by the ground. So let that really allow your back to be completely long and still. But if you're seated, feel your feet pressed against the floor. You can wiggle the toes, spread them wide. Travel that awareness of your body up your legs and into your sit bones, right where your seat connects to either your cushions, the floor, your bed, the ground, whatever you've got. Allow the sit bones to spread and fully place firm into your seat. Then gently either close your eyes or send your gaze down the shaft of your nose just to make it a little softer. Lessen the amount of light coming in through your eyes. If you like, you may cover your eyes. Bring your attention now into your breath. Take a long inhale from your nostrils. Part your lips and push all of the air out. Inhale from the nose. And exhale from the mouth. One more deep inhale, fill all the way up from the nose. And exhale from the mouth. Now feel your lips. Inhale from the nose. And exhale from the nose. Keep this cycle going of inhale and exhale just from the nostrils. Feel the breath coming in and flowing out, the cool air against the top lip and the warm air pushing out. And bring your awareness a little bit deeper into your body. Notice the rise and fall of your belly and chest with every inhale. and every exhale. Subtle movements your body makes to bring the air in and push the air out. And dive in a little deeper into your physical body. Are there any areas holding on to tension? Start from the very top of your head. Notice if there's any tightness from the face. Gently iron it out. If it helps to actively squeeze any particular area that's holding on to tension and doesn't want to break free, squeeze it really hard and then let it go. But especially keep softness throughout your jaw. Allow your tongue to rest away from the roof of your mouth, allowing as much air to flow in through the airway as possible. Bring your awareness into your shoulders. Notice if they've found their way up towards your ears and your neck. Allow them to slide down your spine. Rest away from your neck. We hold so much right there in our shoulders, letting go. Bring your focus down through your arms and into your hands. If you like, you can just place your palms face up right onto your lap. Notice any sensations you feel throughout your fingers and your palms. Blood rushing through, tingle of the nerves, just waiting for sensory input. Dive a little deeper, beyond the physical, and into your heart and your mind. What things are you thinking right now? You notice that you're maybe running through your to-do list for the day, or being critical of yourself in this moment. Just bring your focus to inhale and exhale if it starts to bring in any type of negative things to your mind. Notice how those thoughts and feelings may affect certain areas of your body. If you notice any tightness in any places, for example, the throat or the belly, keep in mind what thoughts or feelings were tied to that physical sensation. And then allow yourself to breathe through that moment. Breathe through that thought. And imagine that space filling up with air. Air flowing through freely, nothing blocking its way. And if at any point throughout this meditation you find yourself drifting a little too far, bring your focus back into the present moment. Come back into your body. Feel your body into the ground or whatever it is that you're sitting upon or laying upon, or to a specific physical sensation. Just allow yourself to breathe and be in this moment and let your mind go through whatever thoughts, whatever feelings, whatever comes in. Let it happen. as we slowly begin to come out of meditation. Begin to deepen your breath once more. Feel the air coming in and out of your nose, filling your lungs and pushing its way out. Bring your awareness back into your body. Taking notice of all the points of contact you have with the ground or something firm and supportive. And begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Open and close your hands. Roll your wrists and ankles around in small circles. And stretch your arms overhead. Lengthen the spine. Take a few twists, turns side to side. Then come back into your seat. Flutter your eyes open gently. Take on life. And take a few breaths. Now, we still have several minutes left, and I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to come onto the camera and share what your experience was with this meditation. Stop the share here again. I apologize for the abrupt pause in the music, but So, for me today, what I was feeling throughout my meditation is there was a feeling in my stomach and it felt a little heavy for a while. And I think it's due to the fact that this is me being extremely vulnerable and personal with you guys, because that's what this stuff does. It makes you feel, a lot more open. And I'm feeling very open to share with you all, but I have been thrust into a situation where I have to find a house within like another month or so. And it has been stressful. And that feeling in my stomach is just that unease of, where is my home going to be? So this workshop, honestly, is right on time because I've had to wonder about, what are the things that I really do want and appreciate about a community and a neighborhood, because I'm going to be, for the first time, a homeowner soon. And what do I want out of my future neighborhood? And I had to sit and think about, the things that I desire from a community like that. And that feeling in my stomach was, am I going to be accepted? Am I going to be loved and appreciated and still able to have my own amount of privacy, but still be able to feel a connection with my neighbors and, build some sense of connection with everyone around me. And I will fully admit that as a Black woman, sometimes that is a thing that is very, very, very high on my priority list of where I'm going to live. So these things are just a little difficult for me to process right now because I've been in an apartment complex for so long that, the community size is a little smaller. We stay to ourselves a lot more. So that feeling in my stomach felt a lot like nervousness. So I'm working my way through processing that, and hopefully soon we will find this beautiful, perfect new home. So that was my experience. What was you guys' experience today? And if I show, you can just raise your hand in the reaction and then unmute yourself. Okay, Jan, go right ahead.
I've had COVID twice, breakout COVID, and that isolation is rough, especially when you don't feel well. And I don't know what I would have done without my neighbors. They were there. They offered food. They, called, all those things that keep you going. And we've all kind of felt isolated during this time. We've all felt, struggles to not only stay alive, but to stay connected. So we've missed that one-on-one conversations with real people, not on a screen. And I don't think there's anything that can replace it, but this has helped, having Zoom meetings and Zoom Sunday school and telemed and everything else. But I just pray that we all are able to get well, stay well, and get back into community.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Jan. You bring up a great point. COVID really snapped us into a lot of different things. I've noticed just throughout my own profession in teaching yoga, it's brought a lot of people into awareness of the things going on around, because so many of us were stuck in our, day-to-day routine and schedule. Being forced into that quarantine predicament made us realize, oh man, these are the things that I appreciated out of my everyday or out of my routine. And now that I'm missing that, I want it back. Or, just waking yourself up to those things. And it happened on a global perspective. It's been amazing to see how so many of us now are like, oh, wow, this was something I didn't even realize that I appreciated out of my life. So thank you for sharing that, Jan. I appreciate it. Is there anyone else that had or anything they wanted to share about their experience through their meditation?
A while back, like even before COVID, like in 2019, I was diagnosed with cancer. And so all of a sudden, things that I was usually able to do, like writing or reading, or just even sitting up, became difficult. And then it got to a point where I was just laying down and doing nothing. So then now being able to do those things again really made me appreciate just the act of sitting up, or just the act of doing things that I couldn't do because something was wrong with me. So.
Yes, well, I am glad to see you are doing so well. Thank you so much for being here with us all today. That is an amazing story to tell. You said riding horseback?
No, just writing,
words. Riding. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant going for a ride. I'm like,
No.
yes, you need to share this information on where you go. I know I'm in Texas, but I feel like somewhere to ride is a dime a dozen, but we may need to link up later. But no, thank you so much for sharing that. And again, yes, I am so glad to see you doing so well. But yeah, really what I wanted you all to gain from this is just understanding that you can strengthen the power of your gratitude by being fully aware of the things that you actually appreciate in life. If you're just kind of numbly walking your way through things, it's really hard to connect with or understand that you even appreciated it in the first place. Let's see, we're about 10 minutes away from the end of this session. So I wanted to make sure I gave you guys plenty of time to share anything else that you wanted to, or ask any questions that you may have for me about absolutely anything. But before we do, I just do want to give you this little takeaway. If at any point you find yourself dissatisfied with what's going on within your community, step into you first and understand why you are dissatisfied with it, and then see if the solution that you are looking for may also be something that could affect someone else, because all of us are just a stone being thrown into that pond, causing ripple effects all over the place. So they all collide any and every day. So first, before you react, step in and check in with yourself first, and then converse with your community and see how things can change, so that way you guys can have a symbiotic relationship. Find some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Consensus. Yeah. But that's the last thing I wanted to say. So I'd rather open it up and let you all talk and just have some fun with this, because I am very much a talk to me type of person. Jackie, by the way, nice to see you. Let's see. What was the other thing that I was thinking about during my meditation? the fact that we're moving is my boyfriend's being deployed. He's part of the Air National Guard, so I'll be alone by myself in this brand new house at some point. So, you know, hoping that I can make some friends fast is a thing on my mind too. And I think that ties into the nervousness, because I don't know what it is about adulthood and trying to make friends, but it just seems so hard sometimes. It makes me a little anxious, but I would be grateful for any connection that I can get. And if there's, you know, events going on, I want to be a part of those so I can get out and meet everyone. I know COVID does, you know, add its limitations, but I think it'll be awesome to get into that, because we're looking into Garland and Rowlett. So hey, might be a neighbor soon.
That's wonderful. We would love to have you. Any of our cities.
But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to unmute and or just talk about whatever. I am down, like we can talk about anything. Like there's no limits here.
Tyranny, would you like to provide your contact information for them in case they want to reach out to you? Maybe they don't have questions right now, but in the future, and if you ever feel the drive to her yoga studio where she teaches, I'm sure she will welcome you with open arms. I just recommend everybody to take that step and at least take one yoga class. There's yoga for all. There's no right or wrong with yoga. So it's really an opportunity to, it's a journey within yourself, like Terry had mentioned before. So I'd recommend everyone at least experience it once. Meditation and yoga, both.
And to piggyback off of these things that Liliana just added, if you notice that you're not exactly a fan of whatever first teacher you come to, try another teacher. Sometimes you just might not resonate with a certain person. Like today, I might not be the right fit for you, and that's fine. I am totally fine with that, because I want you guys to be comfortable with who you get all this stuff from, because like I said, it opens you in such a way that it makes your heart vulnerable, your mind vulnerable. And it's important to be getting all of these things from someone you feel safe with. If at any point you notice that something in your body isn't feeling right, bring that to their attention. Let your teacher know what's going on within you, so that way things can be accommodated. But be ready for those things to happen. Yoga is so much more than just the physical benefits. It changes so much about your mindset and your perspective on life and the world in general. I can't say enough good things about it. It's completely redirected my entire life. I never, in my wildest imagined, I'd be teaching yoga as my full-time profession. I went to school and I'm like, yes, I'm going to be an elementary teacher and it's going to be awesome, or I'm going to teach PE. It never even happened because I knew I wanted to do something else. And I'm so fortunate to have been thrust into this thing. So thanks, Mom, for that first class.
Thanks, Mom, for allowing us to have her as a teacher now. She's wonderful.
You're welcome. I had it unmute because I'm actually working and my grandson is a little loud, so I didn't want to interrupt, but you guys are all welcome. I thank Tierney for being the bright spot in my day, even though I don't get to speak to her every day because she's always helping everyone else. But I know that brings joy to her, so I'm happy with that.
I told y'all I was gonna get emotional. Here I go. These moments come full circle a lot. Yeah, these moments come full circle a lot, and like when you start practicing, you know, even like just a couple times a week, you start noticing, like, if you're a crier like me, like, why am I crying so much? It's because you're just constantly processing things. It's just constantly bringing so many things up and around, because our tendency is to experience things, pack it away, and not even think about it later. what happens within a physical yoga practice is you're moving and bending your body in ways that you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that feeling or that memory or anything was still there, and it pops up and you're having to deal with it in that moment. But that's the thing to do. Deal with the emotions, deal with the feelings. And that's why I kind of gave you guys that tip of if there's something in your life or in your neighborhood life that is, you know, causing you concern, step into you first. See how it's affecting you, and then find your other ways. Hello, Jackson. That's my beautiful nephew. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me into your homes. I know it's a big ask to be brought into your home space because that's your sanctuary. So I appreciate that, and your neighborly advice and everything. Oh, hold on, Jen, I'm reading. Oh, thank you so much. Orchard Hills, okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. It seems to be houses popping up all over the place, so we're just like constantly checking all the apps.
Well, thank you,
Well,
Tierney.
thank you,
so much for
Liliana.
sharing. It's been wonderful to have you, like always. This was just great. Just a moment of silence to be able to really stay tuned within yourself, and just it allows you to really think about the things that you're grateful for. And for that, I appreciate you much personally, and I'm sure everybody here felt the same throughout this wonderful meditation. If there are no other questions, we will end this first workshop because we are going to start getting ready for our second one